We now go on to Heat 4, X30 Junior, Groups C and D. Let's take you through the starting order. Didier Krief will start from pole position, and Antoine Duval will line up alongside on the front row. Stig de Rademaker will be joined by Felipe Reyes on row 2, with Matteo Mellis and Quintin van Leeuwen rounding out row 3. Senna Meunier and Edouard Godefroy round out row 4, with Gilles Huntink and Timio Rifla rounding out the top 10. Rafael Boula and Aurelio Giustinelli are on row 6, ahead of Adam Vida and Sam Guluk. We have got one that is going to be starting from the dummy grid, and that is going to be the number 107 of Lorenzo Notorigo, who is due to go alongside Fares Jalil on row 8, so there is going to be a gap where 16th would normally start. Max Sulin from Finland will be joined by Achille Gerardin on row 9, with Danny Burrs and Bing van Schijndel rounding out the top 20. Jori Breukman, Lucas Pellizzari, Pepin Steiger, Maurice Vercreuz, Mathis Londin, Merle Taylor, Mathis Ballet, Fabio Angotta, Kjeld de Vries and Niels Lelore round out the 30-strong grid. So once the 29 that are underway with pretty much their second formation lap as the red lights ignite on the gantry, after they've gone, Notorigo will be released from the repair area. And we'll have to try and catch up everybody after what could have been a different race had the kart started on the dummy grid. But with the sunshine still shining down on us from up above, there is cloud cover scheduled, apparently, by the local weather for cloud cover this afternoon, which will also abate the intense heats of the sunshine from up above. But with blue skies, it's perfect conditions for racing. And what's more, we have had so far over the previous 4 heats, out of the 16 that are taking place today, we're on heat 5 of the 16 scheduled to take place. You're going to have to keep with us on the Yame Series Benelux YouTube channel and on yame-motorsport.com to see how this chapter of the 2024 season continues to pan out. The field now make their way at a slow pace through the final corner. Red lights on the gantry, into the tram lines, revs rise, and it's a full start. And, oh, well, a little bit of contact in the mid-pack. So the green flag with the yellow chevron indicating the full start shown at Marshall Post 1. As the drivers once again go round for another formation lap. Simon, it seems like the nerves are kicking in somewhat.
Ouais, tour de formation supplémentaire dans cette manche qualificative. Tout n'était pas réuni pour lancer les pilotes dans cette manche qualificative entre les groupes C et D. 4e manche dans cette catégorie X30 Junior. Alors on l'a vu, les pilotes ont rapidement levé le pied dans la ligne droite de départ. Il y a eu peut-être quelques contacts qui se sont produits. Attention au spoiler avant qui pourrait se détacher dans ces conditions. On sait que désormais on regarde vraiment très très fort à cela, et une fois que votre spoiler avant est déclipsé à l'arrivée, c'est tout de suite la pénalité, c'est 5 secondes, la sanction peut coûter cher, et donc forcément c'est pas l'idéal pour certains pilotes qui auraient vécu ce genre de contact. En attendant, eh bien on va repartir d'ici quelques instants en principe pour cette manche qualificative. On va attendre que tout le monde soit bien positionné pour lancer les hostilités ici. Le programme, vous le connaissez, c'est 10 minutes et un tour supplémentaire au programme. Alex, c'est bientôt parti, on l'espère. Cette fois-ci, le départ devrait être donné.
Oui, d'accord, Simon. Right, let's get underway. The second time of asking under starters orders. Out of the final corner, into the tram lines, revs rise. Lights are out this time. And a good start by Didier Krief, and a good start from the inside of the front row, including Stig de Rademaker. Duval hung around the outside to dry a little bit, as one of the drivers a little bit further back went wide coming out of turn number 2. But everyone, it's 2 abreast coming out of turn 4, just outside of the top 15, towards the bottom of the top 20. But at the moment, it is a fusion-coloured 1-2 at the moment, with Didier Krief leading the way, Stig de Rademaker second, Antoine Duval rounding out the top 3. Looks like Felipe Reyes has dropped down to 6th place as Duval comes under attack from Matteo Melis, who goes up the inside. That's for P3 at turn 9. But the two Fusion karts line astern. Cleeft holding off to Rademacher, but for how much longer? Well, they've got the run down into turn number 12. Will Rademacher pull the trigger? Not quite yet, but we'll get the slipstream coming out of the final corner. Lap 1 completed. And will Rademacher pull the trigger? He thought about it, decided not to, and Duval trying to squeeze his way past Matteo Melis through into turn 2, and the Italian driver from TB Kart not letting the Belgian get through. Quintin van Leeuwen rounds out the top 5 ahead of Felipe Reyes. A little bit further back, the 110 of Aaron Vida has just been passed by the 177 Fares Jalil. That is for 8th on the road, as Melis, the Italian, really has gotten fired up. That TB kart looks very, very quick indeed.
Ouais, le bon départ de Didier Kreeft qui s'est lancé depuis la pole position. Il a conservé son avantage malgré la pression de Stig de Rademacher dans le premier tour. Stig de Rademacher qui voit revenir l'Italien Matteo Melis dans son échappement et peut-être une attaque à venir au bout de la ligne droite. Non, ça ne passe pas. Si, Matteo Melis qui se place à l'intérieur et Quintin van Leeuwen qui essaye également d'en profiter. C'est en tout cas passé pour Matteo Melis. Deuxième position pour le pilote italien. Stig de Rademacher redescend à la 3e position, à la 4e désormais suite à l'attaque de Quintin van Leeuwen. Derrière, on retrouve notamment Felipe Reyes et Antoine Duval qui avait plutôt bien négocié son départ depuis la 2e position. On rappelle, c'est la première fois qu'il s'élance ce week-end depuis la première ligne. Oh, et attention, c'est Antoine Duval là, qui s'est fait monter, grimper dessus par un pilote RSD, et c'est son pot d'échappement qui est complètement détaché.
Flying debris into the air. The exhaust comes flying off, and that is going to be very much the case that, well, I just noticed race director Thomas Leinert straight on the radio, and that is a real shame. And that was an RSD kart that went over the back of him. Could that have... I'm not too sure who that was. I think it might have been Senna Meunier. It looked like it was the 148 of Senna Meunier that mounted the back of Antoine Duval. But that is harrowing, that an exhaust, you know, we saw Duval come through turn 10 and the exhaust was already dragging on the ground, and then he's hit the curbing through turn 11 and it's just gone skyward and literally could have collected the driver behind. So lucky. But again, it's that sign of desperation where at this point, drivers were halfway through the championship. It's only when you get to round 5 and you know you've got to put up or shut up that you've got to put it all on the line. This is not the time to do it. You've got to be careful. You've got to exercise some damage limitation. And that's a perfect example of what we've just seen. It can happen, but yeah, such a shame for Antoine Duval.
Oui, quel dommage pour Antoine Duval, alors que Quintin van Leeuwen prend la 2e position. Il passe devant Matteo Melis au niveau du premier virage. Et on le disait, quel dommage pour Antoine Duval qui ne profitera pas finalement de sa première ligne ici en manche qualificative pour réaliser un bon résultat. Il s'est fait grimper dessus à la sortie de la partie technique du tracé, juste avant de revenir vers la tribune principale de ce karting Genk. C'est éventuellement Senna Meunier qui était monté sur le pilote belge, et malheureusement il a perdu son pot d'échappement. On est passé proche d'un accident peut-être un peu plus impressionnant avec ce pot d'échappement qui s'est détaché en plein milieu du virage. Heureusement pas de mal à ce niveau-là, mais quel dommage effectivement pour Antoine Duval. Allez, on revient sur ce qui se passe en tête de la course avec Quintin van Leeuwen qui semble très bien dans le rythme. Il vient de passer en première position. Didier Kreeft obligé de céder les commandes de cette manche qualificative à 5 minutes et un tour de l'arrivée. La 3e position pour l'Italien Matteo Melis, la 4e place pour Felipe Reyes. Stig de Rademacher est 5e, et puis derrière on retrouve Senna Meunier remonté à la 6e position. Et on a à l'image le leader de cette manche, Quinten Van Leeuwen. Quinten Van Leeuwen qui fait partie aussi des pilotes qui aimeraient bien s'imposer ici à Genk. C'est vrai qu'il avait réalisé un très bon début de week-end du côté de Mariembourg en étant premier du classement intermédiaire à l'issue des manches qualificatives. Depuis, il n'était plus parvenu à marquer le maximum de points ou même à se classer dans le top 3. C'est l'occasion idéale ici à Genk pour lui de le faire. Nouveau tour bouclé pour lui en tête devant Didier Kreft et Matteo Melis.
Yeah, very much still plenty of this race to go. They've got another 2 qualifying heats later on today. First one starts at about 10 past 2 this afternoon. But yeah, still very much the case of nothing's quite undecided as of yet. As some of the field makes its way through into turn number 6 and onto the famed Europalan. Nice crossover there. As the 146 takes a slight trip. Sam Galuk, who had Edouard Goffroy round up the inside, as moment there. I think that was the one. I did catch a 1 and a 3. Didn't catch the back. Didn't catch the full number of said driver. But the 146 definitely having some trials and tribulations. And yeah, very shortly I'll just try and find out which driver that was that had that moment just a second ago.
Allez, on retrouve ici la bagarre dans le peloton avec notamment Senna Meunier, Fares Jalil. On est là dans la bagarre pour la 6e position. Aaron Ueda qui est juste derrière. Et puis on retrouve Danny Bourse aussi en 9e position. C'est lui qui détient le meilleur tour en course en 56,463. Alors qu'on retrouve ici la bagarre pour le top 10 avec notamment Edouard Godefroy qui tente de revenir. Edouard Godefroy pour l'instant en 12-13e position. En bagarre en tout cas pour une place aux portes du top 10. Lui qui avait terminé dans le top 5 hier de sa première manche qualificative. C'était plutôt encourageant comme début de week-end. Nouveau tour de bouclé pour Quinten Van Leeuwen qui hier, si il me semble, Quinten Van Leeuwen n'avait pas connu une journée très évidente. Aujourd'hui, eh bien, il est là en train de rectifier parfaitement le tir. En étant leader devant Didier Kreft, il continue de creuser l'écart avec désormais pratiquement 6 dixièmes d'avance. Attention à l'attaque ici sur Fares Jalil, c'est Aaron Ueda qui est passé devant. Superbe attaque nette et sans bavure. Et attention au retour derrière de Danny Bourse qui, on le rappelle, a le meilleur tour en course en 56,341. Il vient d'ailleurs de passer Danny Bourse.
Yeah, the driver that went off just a second ago was Max Sulin in the 192. We've got a minute and a half to go, plus an additional lap. And Quinten Van Leeuwen looks to become the 3rd different winner out of 4 races so far. Guus Mulder, the only driver to pick up 2 so far, could go for the clean sweep a little bit later on, as we have 3 laps remaining. So Quinten Van Leeuwen leads the way a little bit further back. Felipe Perez has just got past Matteo Melis for 3rd position. So the 25 gets past the 150. And, as they say, small in stature, big in heart, and that's very much the case, the character that is Felipe Perez. And still has a lot of track knowledge here at Karting Genk. And if you do have a lot of track knowledge here, sometimes that can be an advantage, but not necessarily the case depending on what machinery you have underneath you. Quinten Van Leeuwen comes out of turn number 11 for the penultimate time. Next time around, we are going to go on to our penultimate lap, so it'll be lap 10 that we'll be completing now. Van Leeuwen leads the way. Klieft, a rookie in this championship and in this class, 0.6 of a second back. Felipe Perez rounds out the top 3. Matteo Melis and Stig de Rademaker round out the top 5, covered by 2.5 seconds after 10 laps. So the leaders make their way onto the famed Europalan straight between turn 6 and 7. Senna Meunier rounds out the top 6 ahead of Adam Vida. Danny Burrs has put in the fastest lap of the race of anybody, a 56.341. Fares Jalil and Aurelio Giustinelli rounds out the top 10. Danny Burrs has made up 11 places from 19th on the grid as the timer now finally expires. Last lap board will be out this time. So, Quinten van Leeuwen, dernier tour, last lap underway. 1,360 metres, 12 turns to negotiate. Didier Kreeft, Philippe Perez battling away. A little bit further back, Aaron Vida being pressurised by Sédimenier with Danny Burs, Farid Jalil and Aurelio Giustinelli rounding out the top 10. This quintet, you cannot separate them. You could still make sure that you're going to take the opportunity, and there it is. Sédimenier up the inside of Aaron Vida. Danny Burs. Could this be 3 positions lost by Aaron Vida in 2 corners? The answer is yes, because Sédimenier gets through, Danny Burs gets through, so does Farid Jalil, with Aurelio Giustinelli just behind. However, it's going to be 3 different winners in 4 different heats. Juice Mulder, Louis Bazire, and now add to that list Quinten van Leeuwen from Falcon Racing Team, winning by over 8.5 tenths of a second after 12 laps of racing, ahead of Didier Kreeft, with Philippe Perez rounding out the top 3. Matteo Menis and Stig de Rademaker complete the top 5, ahead of Sédimenier, Danny Burs, who made up 12 positions to finish 7th, ahead of Farid Jalil, Aaron Vida and Aurelio Giustinelli rounding out the top 10. Timur Huifla finished 11th, ahead of Edouard Godefroy, with Sam Geluk, Achille Jardin and Pepin Steiger rounding out the top 15. Niels Lelore, Bink van Schindel, Merle Taylor making it from 26th to 18th at the flag. Max Sulin, Maurice Verkroes, Shirt de Vries, Lucas Pellizzari, Mathis Ballet, Jori Brugman, Fabio Angotta, Mathis Londen, and Lorenzo Notarrigo being the last of the classified finishers after 12 laps. With 4 laps completed, we lost Gil Hunting, Antoine Duval after a loose and then flying exhaust on lap 2, and Raphael Boulard eliminated after an early incident in the race on the opening lap. But Quinten van Leeuwen wins Heat 4 for X30 Junior.